Hey kids, are you looking for a good Superman game to play? Well, I can't help you there, but hey, let's look at the Superman arcade game by Taito, which is being played on MAME. Yeah, first time I came across this game, by which I mean the actual arcade machine, was at a long-gone arcade establishment at the local shopping center around 25 years ago. Like many arcade games that I would have fleeting exposure to as a kid, I've only played the game a couple of times before said arcade establishment closed its doors forever and was subsequently replaced by a Hallmark store or some other equivalent I do not recall, but I digress. Released in 1988, Superman places you in control of, well, Superman, and a second player can join in and control Red Superman for lack of a better name, and your mission is to save the world from aliens. Well, I guess they had to give you something, and it sure beats another real estate scam. To fight off the alien invaders, Superman has two primary attacks at his disposal: a powerful punch and a powerful kick. Okay, it doesn't sound amazing, but look, he can fly! Also, if you hold down the punch button, Superman will charge his fist. Letting go of the button will cause him to shoot a fireball. Wait, Superman doesn't shoot fireballs, he has heat vision. Where's the... Oh wait, there it is. So here's what you do in Superman. You start off on the street. The same street where Barbara Streisand's hairstylist apparently comes from. Where you will constantly move Superman to the right and punch out some flying alien things whose sole purpose in life is to give Superman something to punch or kick in the game. Sometimes you'll have to break fences to progress onwards. Sometimes you have to destroy crates to collect crystals for points and health. Defeat the boss and you'll start to fly up a skyscraper or down a tunnel where you will encounter even more enemies before facing off against another mini-boss. After defeating the mini-boss of this second portion, Superman will take to the skies, or underground, and fly over the city or under the earth, at which point it becomes a shoot-'em-up where Superman can now use his heat vision, which is more puny laser beams than a constant stream of heat. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I found the made-up fireball attack to be much more useful here than the heat vision. Anyways, you blow through some stuff, you defeat the boss of this segment, and you move on to the next round where you're back on the street, and the whole loop occurs all over again, only with more powerful foes along the way. For all of the fun I could poke of the gameplay mechanics featured, Superman is actually a fun little arcade game. Although you're not given a wide variety of Superman's powers here, you have no freeze breath, no x-ray vision, no spinning around the earth to reverse time, no tossing cellophane S's or whatever. What you do have is enough to conquer the challenge ahead. The majority of the game is somewhat an above standard beat-em-up type of game where you punch and kick enemies into oblivion, and there's usually things you can pick up and toss at your foes to clear it away quicker. And as you progress through the game, you're met with more advanced foes such as these iron golem things that block, and these spider creatures that attempt to trap you with webs, and these flying bastards from hell that can knock you senseless in a couple of hits. So at the very least, Superman does its part to keep things interesting and challenging, and at the same time kicks your ass so many ways to part you from your money. At the very least, when you lose all your lives, you can continue where you left off with a credit or two. The shooter portions of Superman is also fairly fun, as you use your fists, fireballs, and heat vision to destroy anything that might obstruct your way to the level boss. It can get overwhelming at times with the amount of stuff filling the screen, and it makes it difficult to dodge it all, but it provides a nice little diversion from the flying and the brawling portions of the game. It's not a whole lot to them, but they usually last long enough, and they don't overstay their welcome. In terms of graphics and presentation, Superman looks pretty, well, super. Sorry, it's all I got. The characters are nicely detailed and have some size to them, not counting the big bosses of the game. The various levels are distinctive looking with specific characteristics and set pieces rather than having rehashed material every so often. The colors used are bright and vibrant, everything has a nice clean look to it, and the intermission screens, showcasing a different Superman pose, are nicely drawn, almost like they were taken from actual stock artwork. On the whole, the game looks pretty damn good, and does an amazing job of replicating the atmosphere and tonality of your average Silver Age Superman comic book. Good stuff here. No, really. Sound-wise, it's fairly decent. Yeah, the sound effects are basic fare, nothing special, nothing amazing, nothing terrible, but that's fine. Now, if you haven't been paying attention throughout the video, you'll notice that the game has the John Williams score from the Superman movies of old playing throughout. Indeed, the good majority of the game will feature the classic Superman theme in its digitized glory all throughout, with only the boss battles and the final level bearing original music, appropriately tense original music denoting the climatic moment of the game, where you are nearing your approach to face off against the evil Emperor Zah. I'm sorry, there was something in my throat. Musically speaking, it's very well done regardless. Sounds really good. There you go. There are a bunch of Superman video games out there, and a good chunk of them tend to be on the disappointing side of the scale. This arcade interpretation of Superman, however, is not one of them. On the contrary, it's a rather simplistic but otherwise superb action game that makes good use of the brand and the source material. There's a fair bit of challenge here and a good dose of fiery gameplay, and most of all, it's just a damn fine game that's fun to play. It's really unfortunate that there's no officially licensed release of this game, and the chances of running into an actual arcade machine in this day and age is almost slim to none. As such, outside of tracking down an actual arcade board and all the necessary components to build your own arcade machine, going the MAME'd route is your best chance of giving Superman a shot. It's not the greatest Superman gaming experience ever conceived. I highly doubt such a thing will exist, but it's pretty damn close.